Hey guys, how you doing? If you could let me know that you can hear me okay. I can see we've got Glyn in. How are you doing, my friend? We want Jay. Tune out, Glyn, tune out. How you doing, Callum? Good to have you in. I'm just getting a bit of painting done, so I thought I may as well chat to you guys whilst doing it. Cheers, Ruth. Hey Sean, how's it going, pal? Yeah, I'm just going to be doing a little bit of painting. So before I start waffling, can you let me know you can hear me okay? I'm very well, brother. Echo. Let me check something. Let me turn all the other bits off, bear with me. That should sort the sound out. Let me know if that's okay. How you doing, Stephen? How's it going, Jeff? And Mr. Nick Moore, the legend that is in. How are we all doing? Nick's not here to sort it out, unfortunately. I wish he was. Has the echo stopped? Yeah, I've just set up quickly at home. My man cave is a little bit all over the place again. I struggle to keep this place clean, there's so much junk in it. So I've quickly just set up all the cameras and mics and things so I could paint and stream. I've got quite a bit done today. Don't know if anyone's seen the other Hobbit that I did. I'm just trying to get through these Hobbits as quickly as possible. I wasn't going to paint this guy next, but I did say in the poll last time I did one that this would be the next. Or should I say you guys said you voted on it. So I thought I'd make a start. Let's have a look. So what are you guys up to? Nick Moore, busy looking for a feck model. Flesh Eater Core, obviously. Jeff Dave, great, thanks you. Yeah, I'm good, buddy. Good to have you in. And yes, Nick, I did sort it out. It was just a driver because obviously we wiped everything. I should have remembered, really. I am painting. What's his name? Baldo Tulpenny. Can you see him? I think what I'll do is, because this is my more comfortable position, I'm going to raise this camera a little bit. That's better, isn't it? Yeah, and as you can see, I've got my sexy glasses on so that I can see what I'm doing. So yeah, just getting the base done. I'll just whack some of that gear on, contrast paint, really helps, and then dry brush it at the end. So let's have a look. Is anyone else painting tonight? Callum, what you put? Yeah, so I've just said that. Sounds like our whole house. Yeah, it can get crazy, Ruth. It can get crazy. Have you got a fan heater going? No, mate, it's the PC. Can you hear it? That's how good the mic is. Right, it says, hey Steve, hope all is well. Finally got around to watching one of these live. This isn't actually one of the planned ones, Martin, but it's very, very good to have you to chat to. I'm just doing a little bit of painting for an hour or so, so I thought I'd stick the cameras on and chat. I was a little bit bored. Everyone else in the house is already asleep. Interesting base coat there. What colour is it? It is, if I can find it, there it is. Vallejo Surface Primer, leather brown. I use Vallejo Surface Primers a lot, and I was using the Panzer Grey. What I find on these Hobbits, they're so small, I've used this, it's a little bit lighter. It helps me see the detail because obviously I'm old and I'm going blind. But yeah, it's great. Steve says, thanks for the tips for modelling a river steed, currently drying at the minute for a display board, looks good. Awesome. Make sure you let us have a look at that, Steve, I'd be really interested. Nick says, you're still over light, will be if I find that. Yep, need to block that PC noise. I don't know how I can. Nick, I need you to come and sort it out for me because I can hardly hear it. Obviously if you guys can hear it more. Callum says, what series is this from? What, the model, do you mean, Callum? This is one of the new Forge World Hobbits from the Scouring of the Shire supplement. Which says, sorting out my case of gobbos, going to convert a few to Warcry as a project till Corvus box arrives. You are all in, Ruth, on Warcry now, aren't you? Big time. Jeff says, just finished his 35th last ride of Rohan, so get to paint something else. Cool. I really like Riders of Rohan when they're painted well, they look awesome. I got really bored with mine, I just started slapping paint on them and they didn't look great. Right, okay, I better start painting now. So I'm going to start with his skin. I want that. Hey Christian, good to have you in, brother. Yeah, no problem, Christian. It's nice for you to pop by and say hi. Gaz is in. How do all painting up some Metal Orcs? Yeah, I've seen your pictures on the group, mate. They look awesome. And the Metal Orcs, the old Metal Orcs, are some of my favourites. They're cool. Right, let's whack some paint on. I'm really still having a bit of a weekender hangover. This week's been tough to get through. How do you like my glasses? Do I look fit? Right, let's get some paint on this fella. I tried to get some of the other lads in. I think Jay might pop in the chat. Ben's been at an event all weekend, a doubles event for Middle Earth. He done quite well. I think they won 3, lost 3, which wasn't too bad. Has anyone else got these hobbits? I've not seen many people like posting up whip pics of them in the groups, in our group or in the Great British Hobbit League or anything like that. They're beautiful models, and I'm trying to get them painted kind of as soon as possible because I know if I don't, they won't get painted, and I really need to get them done because there's some really cool scenarios in the Scouring of the Shire book which I want to film big time. And oh yeah, by the way, we should be on the channel back up filming battle reports within a week. Our broken camera has been repaired, we're just waiting on it to be delivered now, which is cool. Nick, her battery on a tablet has just gone. She says she wants to add all the Corvus, but mainly I think she wants another Shrike Talon. They're beautiful models, aren't they? Get some noise cancelling foam or more directional mic. Also maybe just moving PC because not. Do you know what it is as well, Nick? I've just had a thought when I was messing about with it before because I couldn't get the capture card working. I've probably left the side open, so that's probably why you can hear it. Martin's working on his Throne of Skulls project. Numenor sails and mast banner use. Cool. That'll be awesome. Make sure you show us that, man. Moose cancelling foam is awesome, Sean. I agree. Damn moose. Is it moose? Mooses? What's plural for a moose? Does anybody know? Any Canadians in? This fella's got some really big bushy eyebrows. So yeah, as I was saying, these models are beautiful. I feel like I'm on my own painting them now. Not seen anyone else except HVM Workbench. If you've not seen his work, check that out on Facebook. It is amazing. Makes me feel really inadequate when I post pictures of my hobbits. Okay, and I've just seen I've not done his mould lines. Oh, they're pretty nasty as well. I'm gonna have to do them, aren't I? So I'll chat to you guys. I can't leave those. Hey Green Tree, how you doing? Yeah, it seems ages since I spoke to you last time. Jay forgot on the last one to put the stream public, which is why the only people we had in were the people from the Weekender who were obviously just keen and waiting to chat about the Weekender. He forgot to make it public, so people didn't get a notification on YouTube. That's what happens when I leave one of the others to sort things out, you see. Oh, I can't see without my glasses now, you know. Let's have a look. That's not too bad. Now this side's a mess. I think we're cooking, folks. So if I just get myself a little brush off them bits. That'll do. Right, get some flesh tone on his legs. Ruth, have you painted your ants yet? There's a question. Ruth's been painting ants for the last... When did we do the first Middle Earth live stream? It's got to be a couple of months ago at least. We have a couple of extra live streams coming this week. We've got a 40k themed live stream on Wednesday, which will be a lot of fun. Right. And it's basically for noobs and people who play it a lot or just watch at 40k, but we're going to be talking about how to build what you've already received in your Conquest magazines up to a decent 1000.4s, you know, what you can add off the shelf kind of thing. So that'll be interesting. We've got Johnny, who works at the gaming centre, which anyone who's at the Weekender will remember. The legend that is. He's very clued up when it comes to 40k. So we've got that. Me and Ben will be doing a Middle Earth themed live stream. We're hoping Friday evening. I've just got to make sure that I'm available. But I'm looking forward to that because I love talking Middle Earth. While that dries, I'll jump back in the chat. Sean's blowing Ruth up. Painted ? They're still not built. Shocking. Martin says, I'm guessing you've washed the base already. Just curious if you normally do bases before painting the rest of the model. I'm terrible for forgetting and having to carefully sculpt it around. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll show you this. I'll just click on so I can see what I'm doing. So, put the light right in the way of the shot. So, generally when I put my model together before I prime it, I glue the sand on, I'm not too fussy about the sand because I'm going to put tufts onto it, bits of mist, it's not terrible. I then glue the model on. I always make sure that I glue the model slightly above the sand so I don't lose his, especially with hobbits, so I don't lose the toes and the feet in the sand, which looks terrible. And then I base coat the whole thing in the Vallejo base coat, which I showed a second ago, which, oh, that is. Leather brown surface primer, because I just love Vallejo's surface primer. It holds paint really well. And then what I've started doing with them is then doing the base before I even start on a model, just giving it a coat of Wildwood on the contrast paints. Paint the model, and then I just dry brush with, I think it's Mournfang, yeah, Mournfang brown, and then a Shabty bone, and that's my base done. They all look the same, they're easy to do. I would really love to do some like generation shift bases and things like that, but the problem I've got is the amount of time that would take. I just haven't got the time, so yeah, they all tie in, they all look the same, and they all kind of blend in with the boards that I build, especially these being on the Shire when once I put the tufts on. I'll go and get the one that I painted before and I'll show you what I mean. So this is the guy that I trying to get it on screen. There he is. Painted earlier today. You can see the base. That's showing up well. Once you put the tufts on, it looks alright. So that's him. And then I did the same on all the other hobbits. With Bilbo, I added a few flowers and things just because Bilbo and I wanted to stand out. Some of the other new heroes. Fatty Bolger, old metal model. I just whacked paint on him because it was in between other things, waiting for them to dry. And then two of the three ruffian leaders, which I really enjoyed painting. They were amazing to paint. Loved every second of it. Love them models, they are great. So I'll move them out of the way. Stick him out of the way as well, don't need him. And then I'm going to get a Raglan Flesh Shade. Jump back in the chat, see what you're on about. Hey Reese, how you doing? You not missed anything, mate? I'm just doing a little bit of painting, so I thought I'd stream and chat so I don't get lonely. Yeah, that's the plan, Green Tree, on Friday, as long as all the stars align and I can be free. And I think Ben's off anyway, so it's not a problem for Ben. So it's more on me, which should be okay. So I'll just water some flesh tone down in the lid. Put my sexy glasses back on and start whacking some of this flesh shade on. Reese, you're coming to Scouring, aren't you? What are you bringing? Do you know what army you're bringing? Have you made your mind up yet? Is it your Easterlings, or are you going to paint a new army? I'm a bit heavy there with that. I'll mop some of that up in a second. Some of that. I have to move all my lights so that you guys can see what I'm doing. But the effect that's had is I can't see what I'm doing. So that's great. Remove this light. To there. You guys can still see that, right? I can plug it in. Yeah, you can still see that. Ruth just said out loud she will get. Yeah, that's gonna be what? So if we say the first Middle Earth live stream was, what are we in now? October. Let's say it was the end of August. I'm giving her a benefit of the doubt there. August to January. So she's never going to live that down, Sean. Never, ever, ever. Martin says, outstanding. I've run into a problem by doing the Dagger Light Stroke Mordor bases. It's very dark, so I think I'll have to keep the base rims black, but I feel I'll have to add a lot of debris to look cool. Get some pictures on the in the Facebook group, Martin. It's a great place to post things and get like info and help off people. Sean's asking about the flesh. I do my flesh the same all the time. So I do Bugman's Globe base. I think I use a wet palette, so it goes on quite thin. Sometimes I'll have to do 2 coats. When I'm on this quite light brown primer, I tend to only have to do 1, and then wash it with Raglan Flesh Aid, watered down a little bit. Go back over with Bugman's Glow, just leaving the Flesh Shade in the recesses, and then it's GW's sort of go-to thing. Cadian Flesh Tone then on the wet palette, so I'll mix that with a bit of the original, start painting the higher points, then I'll add Kislev Flesh, and then Flayed One Flesh. Do you know what it is, Sean? Because I used to try and rush and just get it done quick. It's just a bit of patience, and it really does pay off. I'm not the most patient person, so I'm not one to talk. But yeah, just sort of taking your time and practicing. It's a nightmare in Hobbits because they're so small. Reese says, yeah, looking forward to it and trying to get my oh yeah, I remember you telling me actually you're getting Thranduil's halls done. That'd be cool. Hey Tanya, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. It's been a while since we spoke, Tanya. Green Tree says, I've a real problem with light when I'm painting minis, probably why I stick to larger projects. Yeah, I really want a decent excuse me, painting light, but I don't fancy paying 80 quid for it, even though I paid 80 quid for these cool things. I just can't bring myself to pay 80 quid for a lamp. It's just, yeah. So I'm using this one here that I've just moved was I think a £5 from B&M Bargains, and then I've got like a big desk lamp behind the camera, and there is other lights, bits and bobs, spotlights on the ceiling. I'm going to do what Luke said. Luke said use one of my studio lights that's spare, have it directly above my desk, which I'll try, but he said that's all he uses and it's cool. Steve says, is it too late to order merch for the Scouring of Cheshire? No, it's not too late, Steve. If you let me know on the thread on the event page what it is you're after, and make sure when you send the PayPal over that you put in the what it is you're ordering and your name and stuff like that. I'm going to be taking orders probably up until about 2-3 weeks before the event, so probably the end of November. I'll be having a cut-off point just so I can get everything printed and done in time. So yeah, plenty of time yet. There's some cool stuff. I've actually oh God, this kept that one for myself. I've got that. I've got a Stein, which is really cool. Some mugs, and I've got myself a ton of t-shirts and hoodies because it's really nice just to whack them on when I'm in here in the man cave. It can get a little bit cold when the heater's not on. So I've got a few hoodies. I've got a few Weekender hoodies and Scouring hoodies, which is great. Cheers mate, I'll have a go and take more time with the flesh. Does your Raglan Flesh Shade go glossy and shiny? No. There is there's 2 versions of washes, isn't there? So there's the normal washes, which just say shade on them, and I think there's they do another version of each colour, and it's called Shade Gloss. Make sure you're not using the gloss, and always shake them like mad before using them. If you don't shake them, they go shiny. It must be something to do with the matte medium settling in the bottom. You know, sometimes you can see a lot of the pigment in the bottom. Maybe the matte medium will sink to the bottom as well, and if you're not shaking it, just opening the lid and dipping in, that's probably why. but you can get rid of that anyway by then just painting on some matte varnish. You'll be alright. You don't have to do it straight off. You could do it at the end once you've done all your other blends. Brian says, evening all, Steve, too many creases in that wet palette, my OCD. Yeah, come around and do it, because I've been smoothing it out for the last 20 minutes before I went live, and it's just drove me mad. I've just give up. Everyone loves a hoodie and a Stein. Yes, they do, Reese, and they are awesome as well. I really like them. I really like my logo for this year's scouring. It's not mine. I didn't make it, by the way. I just got it off Google or something. But yeah, it looks really cool. So are you guys painting along whilst you're watching the stream? Or are you just listening to me waffle? How do I get this bigger? So I want full screen. Oh, I just had a notification. The terrain shooter's live. In competition with the terrain shooter. Yeah, do you know what, Brian? Look, I can't. I try and smooth it out, it creates more. I'm a very impatient man, but it's not obvious. So I'm going to give him a quick blast with a hairdryer, so just watch your ears. If you've got babies in bed, turn the volume down. So I can carry on. I don't know why the webcam view, this view, looks all misty and like I'm in some sort of gas chamber. So got my flash shade on. Some of it's still wet. I'm not dried it all, but it's fine. I'm really annoyed about the mould lines that I've left. That's really going to annoy me. But I've started streaming now, so I'm not going to spend the stream cleaning mould lines off. I'll just have to deal with it. Still can't see what I'm flipping doing. That's better. There's actually not a lot of skin on this guy because he's got really bushy eyebrows, which cover most of his forehead, and these big bushy sideburns, which cover most of the side of his face. So this shouldn't be too bad, he says. Side of his nostrils. There's actually a little air bubble just to the side of the tip of his nose, which I've just noticed. I'm trying to fill it with paint. It was only tiny. Painting live streaming is an absolute nightmare. But I'm a man of the people, so I'll do it. Right. So reinstate Bugman's Glow everywhere except for the recesses. I'll have to get some more primer on the bits where I've sorted out the... I'll try to sort out the mould lines. So there's loads going on at the minute. I mean, I know probably as far as the viewing the channel goes, since the Weekender, I think it's probably felt a little bit quiet. Us hosts have been chatting pretty much non-stop this week about the channel going forward. I was only just saying to the lads today how enthused I am now. I've had a little bit of a breather after the Weekender to start pumping out content again. I really like doing it, It's a lot of fun. Feedback we get is always 99.9999% positive, which is good. So I can't complain. We're lucky, really. We've got a nice group who follow us, so thank you guys. Hobbit fingers. Let that Bugman's Glow dry, and then I'll move on to the Cadian mixed. Martin says, with the new expansion coming, will you be planning to get a new army or add to an existing force? I actually have just up there a full shelf of Rohan, which is half painted. I do have some Isengard painted, which I got a gent called Paul Ditchburn. I don't know if he's in the chat or not to paint up for me. So that's made a start. I think there's probably about, with the heroes that I've got painted, maybe 400 points. I'm really hoping for new Dunland troops, so I'm going to keep everything crossed for that. So yeah, I will be painting up new forces as when the new supplement comes out, and we'll be trying to get a lot of stuff on the channel to do with that. My hairdryer sounds like a drill. Yeah, it's a battered old hairdryer which I've had on my painting station for years. You see, it's falling apart. It's fell off the bench. It actually fell off the bench and smashed into pieces, and I put it back together with bits of tape and all sorts. It's probably not very safe, but it does the trick. Reese is painting Mirkwood Armoured Elf. Painted my Rangers now. How are you finding them, Reese? I've got a load painted because I really like Mirkwood, but like Mirkwood Elves, the armour I really didn't like painting. I started out, when I first got them, I painted it all gold, and then I realised much later on, after I'd painted about 3 warbands of them, that they're not actually gold. When you look at the movies and the books from Weta, it's brown with a gold trim, and I started to then do that with my later ones, and always promised to go back and redo the gold ones, just never did. Not enough contrast, overexposed. Is that what it is? Right, let me have a look at this then. Bear with me. I don't think it is that, if I turn this light off, and I turn that light off, see, I look better now. I look alright. It's just the lights, isn't it? It's just the lights watching. You don't want to look at me anyway, do you? Let's be honest. Brian says, painting up my last Alliance heroes, I've got 2 creases and they just won't go. I could really show you my full wet palette and it would keep you up at night, but I won't. Greenshire says, can we expect any more terrain builds, or are you all set for your shy scenarios? No, yeah, there's more stuff coming. There's a super secret project coming as well, which I can't tell you about at the moment, Green Tree, but I know you will love it. That's going to be coming. Hopefully we'll make a start on that pre-Christmas. But yeah, there's going to be more videos. I'm going to do more videos here. They just kind of, everything comes to a halt with build-ups to the Weekender, but the Weekender's done and dusted now. We're getting back to where we were. Ruth says potatoes. I love a potato. I'll tell you what, Ruth, we went for I met up with my 2 nephews, my younger brother, and my lad. I've not seen them for a few weeks, and we went out for a curry on Thursday night, was it? Yeah, Thursday night. We were supposed to go for a Chinese, and the usual buffet Chinese where we went in the evening was shut, so we went over the road to a curry, so we were like, oh. I love curry, but I wasn't in the mood for it. I had my heart set on the Chinese. Anyway, we got this curry and it was lovely, and my nephew, who's a bit of a, I won't say the word, but he asked for chips in the curry house, which we all found hilarious that he wanted chips with his curry, and they didn't do them because obviously it's a legit curry house. But the woman suggested these potato things. It was a potato dish, and I can't remember what it was, but when it come, they were the best potatoes I've ever tasted. They were like salt and pepper chips, but Indian style. They were lovely. Absolutely. I'm going to find out what they were called, and I'm going to make them, and I might have them at the Scouring. So you'll have to come to the Scouring, Ruth and Sean, and try them out. Nick says, Yep, that's why you're overexposed. Yeah, I'm always overexposed, Nick. Overexpose myself all the time, especially Saturday nights. Martin says, my missus has a question. Do you think the Rohan War expansion we will see Galadrim Legendary Legion, or do you think including Owls would negate any future Lothlorien specific content? No, I think we will see a Defenders of Helm's Deep Legendary Legion, so I think it will be a mix. I think it will be a mix with Rohan, so they won't kind of shut the gate on themselves, doing how can I put it? They won't. So when they do bring out future expansions, they'll still have Legendary Legions that will have Galadrim in them solely. If that does that make sense? I'm very tired. I know what I mean. They weren't Bombay potatoes, Dave. I know what Bombay potatoes are. They weren't Bombay potatoes. I'll find the name. They had an odd name. I'll find out what they were, and I will spread the love. And I tell you, these will change your world for the better. Reese says, yeah, I get what you mean with the colour scheme. Just trying to work out a paint scheme myself. I think I'm going gold, but the range is really fun to paint. Yeah, Rangers are really nice models. I mean, Mirkwood Elves are really nice models. They're just Finecast, which I think let them down. Sean says, potatoes and Middle Earth SBG. What more do we need? Nothing. That's it. Life's complete. Life is complete. Sagaloo. I don't think it was, because I know what Sagaloo is. When she said what they were, I didn't recognise the name. I could spend 10 minutes Googling the restaurant, looking at the menu and telling you what it is, but I won't. I'll let you know I'll have it ready. I'll have the information ready for the next live stream, I promise. Right, okay, so let's crack on. I've got Bugman's Glowstone on my wet palette. I'm going to add a drop of Cadian Flesh Tone next to that, and I'm going to get a 50-50 mix of the two. And then I'm going to highlight with that. Get some water. And yes, I still put water in my wet palette. Okay, glasses on. Here we go. The annoying thing is with these hobbits, and I noticed it on the last ones as well, they are so small, and they've actually given them fingernails, which is great in one sense, and then really annoying in another. So if you are a brilliant painter, which I am not, you would make use of that fact. They are getting painted flesh like the rest of the hand for me. I actually might, now I've painted up like a good few of the heroes, get the rest of my standard hobbits done, and I might bring hobbits to the next tournament I attend. I really need to make an effort to get to an event soon. Everyone thinks that the Scour and the Shire supplement was a bit fluffy and it was, you know, a bit of fun, which it was. But I think hobbits have always been competitive. The amount you can bring in your army is just sheer weight of numbers can win you games a lot of the time, because you just, especially in like tournaments, you just haven't got enough time to kill them. Do apologise if I'm not painting in the position that I should be painting in F2C. Just trying to get this layer on. And toenails, they've got toenails. Great. There we go. What are we waiting for again? I don't know. What are we waiting for? God knows. Potato live stream. You gotta love a potato live stream. It's funny what we talk about on live stream sometimes. It's fun, isn't it? So, does anyone have any tips actually for painting faces? You know, Sean asked before. I have a way that I paint them. Does anyone else have any go-to sort of ways that they paint faces? Alumatar. You're going to just keep saying names at me, aren't you, Nick? And I probably wouldn't know if you got it right. I'd have to check the menu. Packet crisp. Matt says, I hope that's true. I could imagine a 2/3 Rohan infantry horse with all elven archers for the last third. Yeah, something like that, I think. Just got the 3 hunters for birthday, starting to think wife wanted them for her Galathrin. The 3 hunters kit is awesome. David says, just a thing to keep me painting. What, me talking about Indian style potatoes? So yeah, the way I do it, Sean, again, just following on from your previous question. First thing when I start highlighting is nose and nostrils. So I do the bridge of the nose, a dot on the nostril, cheekbones, jawline, ears, and brow. Not so much on this one because you can't see his brow because of his bushy eyebrows he's going to have, which are going to be grey, the same as his sideburns. And then I try, it's not always possible, especially with things this small, to get the top lip, and at the very end I then do the bottom lip back to Bugman's Glow. Okay, so that's got my 50-50 mix of Cadian and Bugman's Glow layer on. I'm now just going to go pure Cadian with a little bit of water. Green Tree says, think I'll have to pick up those Ruffian leaders soon, they look great and not too complicated. They're awesome models, Green Tree. Awesome. Brilliant models. They what got me back taking pride in my painting again. Reese says, all the throwing stones, what would you take in a 700-point Hobbit list? Do you know what? I really don't know, Reese. If you'd have asked me that 6 months ago, I'd have reeled off a list, because there was kind of a set list at 700 points that you could take, and you couldn't really take anything but that list because of the lack of heroes. Now they've got so many heroes. I've not even theorised a list, but Hobbits alone have painted up that many in the last couple of weeks. I think it just gives you a lot of options. And all the little area of effects that the different Hobbit heroes bring is just going to be cool and sort of really confuse your opponent when he's playing, which is always fun. Hobbits are definitely competitive. I played whole ground against Tom Bombadil, Treebird, and as many Hobbits as possible for 1,000 points. Couldn't kill enough, not even close. Yeah, 1,000 points is a big game, big game. I don't really like playing 1,000 points. 650 is my sweet spot. I got 750 at a push, but then that it gets tiring for me. David says, helps for dinner ideas. Yeah, I really want curry now. I had lasagna for tea, homemade. I'll say, I made it. Legend that I am. Martin says, my way for painting faces, base coat Bugman, wash with flesh shade, paint the eyes, it's worth it. Big Disney Simpson character eyes, and use the following stages to tighten them up. Use about 5 highlighting stages with the last, as you said. Brightly on bone lines, I try to leave an eyeliner effect by leaving some black around the eye, makes them really pop. Yeah, I used to do that to good effect. The only reason that I changed is these things, because I can see now. So I basically paint the face and then I do the eyes at the end, and my eyes are very, very simple and works very, very well. So I use Rhinox hide. It's a very fine brush, really thin the Rhinox hide down, and I just do a line across the eyeball, and then I get something. I've used white, but I try not to use white. I'd use what's the is it pallid witch flesh, and then 2 dots, so leaving what's it called, rhino's hide in the middle and rhino's hide at each end, and it just looks really well. That's how I do my eyes now, because I can see them. Never used to do it like that because I wouldn't be able to see what I was doing. So yeah, third highlight, pretty much just going over everything that we've just done. I've been a bit naughty and not cleaned my brush off. Which is now starting to show. He's got I think he likes to drink, this fellow. He's got a very big bulbous nose. Nostrils, cheeks, top lip, chin. On my final highlights for the chin, I do a dot either side of the chin, and it creates like a dimple. It's just a habit that I've got into, and it looks quite well. It can add a nice bit of detail and sometimes take away the fact that some faces are quite bland. So as you're adding detail that's not there, I just find it works quite well. Okay, do his toes. I really want to sit with Tommy one evening. I keep saying I'm going to go around, just bring some models that I need painting and just sit with him. A, because it's Tommy and he's just a cool guy, and B, because he can dissolve them barriers that you sometimes put in the way for yourself about painting. He breaks everything down to really basic terms and makes you realise that, you know, it's not rocket science. Sometimes it is just patience and your own worst enemy, and sometimes you can't see that, even though, like I'm saying it now, I'll probably still in a few weeks think, I can't do that, I can't do this, when actually you can. So I'm nearly done, and then I'll chat again, because obviously this can't be very exciting for you guys to watch me concentrating on what I'm doing. That's that stage done. Where are we? Bum bum bum. Reese says, my mate George has 60 hobbits he's trying to paint up for Skyrim. Is that George who was at the Battle Company's event at the Weekender, Reese? Is it that George? Ivory works well for eyes. Yes, it does. Yes. Martin says, yeah, I don't use white for eyes either. I use the same pallid witch flesh. Not sure why it works, but I definitely recommend it too. Yeah, it's like an off-white. I think when you use white, it's too like stark and just doesn't look natural. Anything that's like off-white looks a little bit more natural and blends in a bit more. Yeah, Nick's just pretty much said what I've just said, which is cool. So I think whilst I'm waiting for that layer to dry, I'll put the first dry brush on the base. So like I said, Montvan Brown. My sand bases are the same all the time. I actually have a bag full of multiples of every release that Generation Shift has ever brought out, because I just love his bases. But again, because they're so nice and so detailed, painting his bases is like painting a model, and I just don't have the time. to put that much effort into a base. Probably if it was like, you know, a decent hero that I really wanted to take my time on, I'd put him on a cool base. But a lot of stuff that's coming out of Forge World now is scenic bases anyway. Cool. Yeah, he brought Angmar. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do remember him. Yeah. Do elements stop wet pallets? Oh, there's a question. I'm not so sure. Green Tree, check the Element Games website. I think they probably will. Or what you could do, Green Tree, is get yourself down to the Scarn of Cheshire in December, because Redgrass Games are sponsoring the event, or one of the sponsors of the event, and they're donating a couple of wet pallet start sets where you get the pallet, you get a couple of foams, and you get a packet, you know, a couple of packets of sheets and things like that, which will be cool. I think we're getting 2 of those sent over, and some of the Redgrass Games paint handles, which are similar to the Games Workshop ones, except they have a winder on. So instead of having to turn the handle to get to the other side, you just wind it like that, and the model turns, which is really cool. I'm excited to see that. So they're going to be some of the prizes. Probably they'll go to like best painted or most sporting or something like that, or maybe there'll be spot prizes on the day when, you know, certain scenarios. We might have custom scenarios or something where first person to kill the enemy hero or something will win it. I'm not too sure yet. We're in contact with a few people to try and get sponsorship for the event, which is really, really nice. I really am a big believer in getting as much prize support as I can for my events, just to give something back to the people there. I'm fully aware that when people buy a ticket, not only are they buying a ticket, a lot of people travel, so they're paying for hotels, you know, they're paying for the travel, might be a train ticket or fuel to get to the event, so I like to have a lot to give back, be that in a raffle or spot prizes or cool stuff for the people who may not necessarily podium. Yeah, it's just something that I've always done, and I'll stick to doing. So I've got a couple of things that I'm excited about, but I can't mention them because I've not had confirmation yet, whether it's going to happen or not. But yeah, Green Tree, you really do need to get on Facebook, brother. You're missing out on so much, man. Just set up a Green Tree like business type page. Doesn't have to be a personal one, and that way you don't have to add people as friends or anything. You can just like other pages and other groups, but at least you won't miss out on anything then. Oh, Nick's replying to your Green Trees saying, not Redgrass ones, they used to do a P3 which aren't that great. I do highly recommend, even though we do have an affiliate with Element Games, and I do highly recommend that you get on the Element Games website and check out the stuff that they have. I do really think that the Redgrass Games wet palettes are the best out there. That's what I use, and it's not because they're offering price support or anything. I've just not come across one that's better. I've tried some, I've not agreed with them, and I've just gone back to. Before I got this one, I was using, you know, just square tiles that you put in your bathroom. Because my builder, I have access to this stuff, and I got a packet, and I had a packet down here which I used to just get a fresh tile out and use that as my mixing palette, and every time I got full I'd just bin it and get another one, and I kept going back to them, and then I tried the Redgrass Games one and just never looked back. I don't think I'll not use it again. Some people don't agree with them. Tommy doesn't use one. Tommy laughs at me when I say that I use one. He says you don't need it, but it helps me, so I use it. Right. Garlic bread's really repeating on me. So I'm going to get some Kislev flash on. Another dot on my palette where the rest of my tones are, and I'm going to go 50-50 with the Cadian and a bit of water, and it quite thin. I'm going to change my brush on the next highlight to a smaller brush, but I'm fine with this one for now. So I'm going to put my sexy glasses on. I'll do ankle bone. Even though I'm streaming, when I'm not streaming I do talk to myself when I'm painting what I'm doing. It's a weird thing that I do, so don't think I'm odd when I say what I'm doing. it helps me remember the next time. Ankle bone, heel, little toe. There we go. So yeah, like I say, loads going on. I do say it all the time. I always say, oh yeah, loads going on the channel, but there really is. We have been in a bit of a rut since the good camera has been offline, so to speak. No battle reports have gone out, and battle reports are like my thing. I really love filming and editing and putting battle reports out. I get a lot of satisfaction from doing it, so that's going to be back on the cards kind of end of this week, which is cool. I'm going off camera here. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? I do apologise. The tips of his fingers. Little highlight and then knuckles. The knuckles with this highlight. I like it. And then with this one, I'm not going to do the whole bridge of his nose, I'm just going to do the bulbous end and a dot on each nostril. Either side of the chin. Okay. Jay's in. How you doing, Jay? Good to have you, man. You can keep these guys busy while I'm trying to look at a Hobbit's face. Reese, he won 3, lost 3. He was playing with James Clark, Mr. Rohan. I think they lost twice to Johnny Wright and Callum, to an Army of the Dead army, which did look pretty strong, to be fair. Green Tree, I did at one point set up a Green Tree Facebook account, but it freaked me out that it kept showing and suggesting people I know when I just wanted this to be separate and just for hobby related stuff. Yeah, it does do that, but if you just ignore it, it doesn't do that the other way around, so it won't suggest you to them, if you know what I mean. It kind of just, yeah. I'd set it back up if I was you, Green Tree. There's loads on there. I've said it to you loads, man. There's loads of stuff. You'd be amazed. Ruth says he has told us all the secrets. Told them all the secrets, Jay. All the secrets, man. Everyone's saying hi to Jay. Potatoes, yeah. Potato secrets. It's a thing. Right. I'm going to go pure Kislev. Oh, I need a smaller brush. The potato secret. The secret of secrets. Right, I need to concentrate really hard now, guys. So, Jay, take over. Doing hobbit toes, toenails and toes. Just so you know as well, people, I think Jay might be getting his Middle Earth bug back. He's been talking about it quite recently. So expect to see some filthy lists on the channel very, very soon. No, I've been telling him, Jay, how excited we are at the moment. It's been pretty quiet. Battle reports have been off the table for a while because of the camera, but we're going to be getting back on track imminently. And yeah, just doing what we do best really, and keeping you guys entertained. It's always scary when I put this one on me because it's so bright whilst it's wet. So knuckles and fingernails. Bloody hell, hobbit knuckles. Cool beans. Alright, I've got to really concentrate now, folks. Hey, here we go. Pat Garnton, how you doing, Pat? It was good to chat to you yesterday, brother. I won't say what we were talking about. Beyond Hope, evening folks, new to the channel and to the stream. Have I missed much? You have missed nothing except me talking about Indian style potatoes and how I paint faces. It was weird being notified about tonight's live by YouTube J. Oh. Retailer J and Bulg. Yeah. Yeah. Are you really putting them? Are you putting Hunter Orcs together now? Scumbag, innit? Right, I am now, before I do my final highlight, because Martin's made me paranoid, do the eye. Excuse me. So, a little bit of Rhinox, thin down a lot. Martin's jinx me, I'll just give him a goggly eye. Not a problem. I'll get my second colour that I used and tidy that up. Beyond Hope. Has anyone heard why there seems to be an absence of Stormcast Eternal Vanguard Raptors? GW store and all my regular online shops are out of stock. Not seen anything online about them being trashed. Jay is the man to speak to. He's the guy in the know when it comes to things like this. Do you know anything about that, Jay? And Sean has built his Chimera for Warcry, started building his Splintered Fang. Should have done more, but I had to work yesterday. Boo. Yeah, so it's because of Warcry. Fair. Makes sense. Right, so, Pallid Witch Flesh. Green tree, yeah, the tiny details are where I get lazy. I get to the point where I think, oh, that board's playable, so I'll move on to the next one. But there is a super duper, like I say, super duper duper secret project starting soon, which I'm very excited about. And I can't wait to share it. I'm going to do my little white dots. Thin that down a little bit more. Are any of you guys actually painting? I think I asked this a minute ago. Whilst watching this, if you are, make sure you show us your whips in the Facebook group and tell us how good they are. We'll try and get Green Tree signed up to Facebook before the end of the stream. That's one eye. Two eyes. Done. Happy with those. Christine says played some D&D yesterday, but otherwise not much hobby for me. D&D is something that I've seen it played a lot. Like I've seen it played at Altrincham Gaming Club, where I used to play a lot of games. A game club I helped set up, but then I just don't have time to get there anymore. There was quite a big group who used to play D&D there. I've seen it played at Element, I've seen it played at multiple places, but it's never really grabbed me. I think I'd have to have a few beers to play it. Beyond Hope, thanks, that makes sense, as it's the reason I have to as well. Yeah. Pat says, did a bit of work on the Battle Companies Manager app this weekend, but unfortunately I haven't had time to do any actual hobby things. Have some Battle Companies games tomorrow, so I need to sort the company out at the min. That's cool. I said to you yesterday when I spoke to you, Battle Companies is something that I do really want to play, like as a matter of urgency. And now your app is out there. It's just gonna make life a lot easier for me. It's really tempting me to do it. Jay's gonna use his. Jay, using Hunter Orcs, or did I say I was using Hunter Orcs for Battle Companies? I can't remember. Oh no, you were Rangers, weren't you? That was right. And I think Ben's got his Battle Company ready, so the three of us could just do it, I think. Nick's finally found his missing Feck model, his Flesh Eater Corp. Green Tree says, I look into Facebook as I feel I'm missing out on a lot. You are, man. I'm not just saying it just to try and get you hooked into the network and be lost in the matrix kind of thing. Like, there's so much on Facebook for hobby, it's amazing. Carl Daly, hello Steve, what are the chances of some Rohan Isengard paint alongside for War in Rohan comes out? The chances are very, very high, my friend. I was talking to Jay about this the other day. I like what I'm doing now, so I'm sat and painting. The reason I'm painting this model is because I said that I'd paint this model next. I put a poll out and people wanted me to paint this on the next live stream. There's no way I'm going to get it finished because I talk too much. But I might get the flesh done. And yes, so what I want to do is do it where I give people enough notice. So I might give a few days notice and say, right, okay, on Thursday night I am going to be painting up a Warrior of Rohan or a Rider of Rohan or an Orokai Berserker. Get your thing based and primed, and get online at 7, 8 o'clock. And throughout the stream, whilst I'm painting, we'll all be talking, chatting away, and at the end, we all post up the progress at the end of the stream on the Facebook group. And I think it'll just be a fun way to just get models painted that you've got lying around that you haven't had time to paint, or you just never got round to, or you just can't be bothered. I've got tons of them. So I think that's going to happen pretty soon, Carl. I know Jay thought it was a good idea and was keen to get involved in that also. So I think you won't have to wait too long for that, because I like doing these. When I'm at home, it can get boring when you're just sat in man cave on your own painting. I do like it. I just stick my music on and paint away. But then, like I say, I like to talk. So yeah, expect that soon, Carl. That will be coming soon. What would you like to see us paint together? Are you putting Rohan or Isengard forward? Because I think I wouldn't mind starting to paint my metal Isengard Uruk-hai Scouts, if I'm honest. That would be a good one. I think a few people have them in metal or plastic, so it wouldn't be terrible. Reese says, anyone seen the new Star Wars Legion box set? It does look really cool. Star Wars Legion is definitely Jay's bag. I'm a big sort of fan of the models. They look amazing. And if I had the time to take up another game, that would probably be the one that I did, but I just haven't, so I can't, so I'm not going to buy it. Jay says, his Wanderers are painting on Saturday, good to go. Cool, let's make it happen, man, because we've been threatening to do it for ages. Let's just do it. When the camera comes back, let's just do it. Beyond Hope, Skull Munch, new to the hobby. I'm a scale model normally, but Warcry and Kill Team have got me interested. Still to play my first games in either, but I've got the enthusiasm now. Where are you, Beyond Hope? Whereabouts are you in the country? There might be someone in the chat who's local who could show you the ropes, or we could point you in the right direction. Carl says, I was wanting to paint today, but stupid VAR has put me around. Carl, this is going to be a do or die question, because I'm a Manchester Red, Jay is a Liverpool Red, and going into the game today, I was not confident whatsoever. I thought we were going to get thrashed. I thought it was going to be 4-0 to Liverpool. And I think I can honestly say we deserve to win that game. United deserve to win that game. If you're a Liverpool fan, you are not going to agree. But yeah, I think we were the better of the two teams on the day, I think. But we're not going to get into football anyway. But yeah, it was a good game, and I'm not unhappy with the draw. Let's put it that way. And I don't think Liverpool will be unhappy with the draw either. To be fair, they weren't on their game. If they were on their A game today, they would have smashed us without a doubt. But I think United v Liverpool, you can never call it. Form doesn't come into it. It's a big game, and yeah, it was tense. It was tense. Reese says, like your Easter link, Steve. Yeah, like my Easter. I've still got them in the box. I find it hard to get motivated to paint them. I don't know what it is. Don't know. Sean says, to Beyond Hope, that's awesome to hear, mate. Not play Kill Team, but me and the missus absolutely love Warcry. Such a great game to get into. Couldn't agree more. It is a cracking, just sort of pick up and play game. I really enjoyed it when I played it, and I would recommend it to anyone who's just trying to find a game that's easy to pick up and fun to play. Carl says, sounds great. Would love to see Theoden from the Pelennor box set done. It's quite a difficult model. So I probably wouldn't get it done start to finish, but it is a model that I really do want to paint, so that's not a bad shout, to be fair. And I think probably enough people have it, because a lot of people bought the box set, so maybe. It's not a bad shout, that. I'll look into that, Carl, and I'll keep you updated. If you're not on the Facebook, I'm assuming you're on the Facebook group, the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook group. If you're not, get on there, and I'll keep you updated on there. No, Ruth, no one mentioned Warcry, don't you worry. Sam Little, from a neutral perspective, United were robbed. They were. That would have made my last quarter of this year. That it would have got 3 points there today, but wasn't to be. Beyond Hope says to Sean, coming at the 2 games clean. Warcry has easier rules for combat, so I'll stick with that. But the complexity of Kill Team, Arena, Rogue Trader should create a lot of unique games. Couldn't agree more. Kill Team, when it first come out, I got into it, played a few games and really enjoyed it, and was really looking to get it on the channel in a big way, and still am. And then I left it for a bit because we started to do a lot of Middle Earth stuff again because of the release of the Pelennor box set and things like that. And when I came back to it, the Commanders expansion had been released, the Arena and Rogue Trader things, and I kind of didn't know where I was. I was still trying to learn the base rules, and I kind of just, it scared me off a bit. But I've been told by a couple of players that shouldn't be the case. Yeah, I'll definitely pick it back up again. Ruth, did someone what? What does that mean? Stephen Devlin, I'm a Liverpool fan and I really thought we were lucky to get a point. It was a good game. I'm not a bitter United fan. I like a bit of banter. Jay will back me up on this. I text him saying Rashford! Exclamation mark when we scored. I'm a big red, and I like a bit of banter and I like a bit of match day to and fro. But yeah, I'm not bitter. I'm happy with the point. The form that United have been in of late, that is a massive improvement. So yeah, it is what it is. It's football. It's football, mate. I think VAR is ruining football for me though, big time. Just the stopping of the game, and you know, the way it works, it's not correct. I think the referee on the pitch. I think VAR should only come into play if the referee asks for it. And the fact now that when a suspect decision is made, all the players are running up to the ref and telling him to check VAR. It's kind of annoying. Paint your Easterlings, says Ruth. No, you paint your Ents. You paint your Ents and I'll paint my Easterlings. There's a deal. We'll do a paint along where I paint my Easterlings and you paint your Ents. Nick says, Aunt J got most of the Mantic core fences done. Nick rocks, Nick does rock. Refs are lazy now. Yeah, it's changed the game. I suppose it's the world we live in. Technology and things. And there's so much money at stake. Like clubs have complained when they've not got a decision that maybe they should have because the ref missed it because he was in the bad spot. But I quite liked that about football. It made it, it just added another factor into it. You know, a little bit of luck. Some teams need a little bit of luck in football. I quite like that. Even when it went against me, I wouldn't take it out of the game, and now it has been taken out of the game, so it's not fun. If not Theoden, Saruman would be up there for me. I'm shite with whites and greens. Yeah, that would be a tough one because if there's a new Saruman due out, as we know. I've not got any Sarumans unpainted. I've painted them all, and the thought of painting one just for the sake of painting one doesn't really appeal to me until the new one comes out. And I wouldn't do it by brush. I'd do it with an airbrush, which I'm not set up to really airbrush live in here yet. I will be at some point. So maybe, yeah. The best results I've had painting Gandalf the White or Saruman have been with an airbrush. So when the new one comes out, it will be with an airbrush, or it will be sat next to Tommy at Tommy's house, asking him for tips on how to make him look cool. Skull Munch, yeah, at Beyond. Hope if you have any questions, post them in the Facebook group, and make sure you post painting pics. Definitely post painting pics. I love to see people's whip pics. I'm a weirdo like that. It keeps me going. I like to see what other people are up to. I just have a lot of interest in people's different styles and things like that. Nick says, set up a Skype so you can both be on stream at Steve and Ruth. This is going to be a thing, isn't it? Right, okay. Yes, we'll make it happen. I don't know when. We'll make it happen. Ruth, you check your file of facts. I'll check my file of facts, and we'll see when we can squeeze it in. And Nick, you will have to show me how to set it up because I have not got a clue. I did try and set up, or I did actually set it up. It just didn't work very well when I did the GBHL, the Prancing Phonies live stream with me and Damien, and I had him on through, is it Google Chat, Google Hangout or something? And I was able to do that, but it always would drop out. It wasn't great. So if we can get a smooth stream where people can see what we're doing, and it's not like dropping out or laggy, then yeah, I'll be up for it. No problem. Green Tree, unfortunately I need to get Kip up for work at 5. Hope everything goes okay for Middle Earth Live on Friday night. Good night, you friendly bunch. Good night, Green Tree. It was an absolute pleasure as always. Keep your videos going, and don't forget, when you do come in the chat, don't think that you can't post the links to your Facebook group. So if you are still listening and you've not gone, whack a link up and let people go and check out your stuff and subscribe. You do some cool videos, man, and you deserve to get a few more subs for those. So yeah, crack on and get the link in. But yeah, good night, and I will hopefully see you on Friday, my friend. Reese says, some teams need Roy Keane. Roy Keane's like Marmite with me. Sometimes he cracks me up, and then sometimes I just can't stand the guy. He's so bitter about United, sometimes it's untrue, and he's also talks a lot of crap. Yeah, but I'm not going to get into that. Beyond Hope at Skull Munch. I'm an average builder with the painting skills of an 8-year-old, even with the airbrush. Rest assured, now I found you guys, I'll be active in the group. Mate, obviously, get them up. Don't be worried about posting stuff up that you're not happy with, because that's how we all learn. You post stuff up, and little constructive criticism or little like hints and tips, it goes a long way. Yeah, definitely don't worry about stuff like that. Jay's welcome in Beyond Hope, and Ruth saying good night to Green Tree. Yeah, Skull Munch is pretty much echoing what I've just said. Nick Moore will be watching Friday stream from Cardiff. Why are you in Cardiff, Nick? Huh? What if we need you here on Friday? What comes before us? Coventry, West Midlands is where Beyond Hope is. Yeah, not too far, man. Not too far. And Flying Mammal is bang up for a live stream paint off. I think I've got the rough end of the stick painting little dudes, and you get a big thing that you can paint brown and dry brush. But I'll still do it. Cult of Paint course. Cool. That is cool. Right, okay, so final highlight time. It's not my best work, but it'll do. So I'm going to go Flayed One Flesh, 50-50 mix with Kislev Flesh. Final highlight, and then I'm going to dot a Flayed One on its own. So, toes and knuckles. I'm really excited for all the stuff that's coming soon to the channel. There's loads of stuff happening towards the end of the year. We're going to be pretty busy. I mean, we've got I pretty much said it now, so we're committed to Battle Companies, which is going to be cool. We've got some exciting stuff coming from Middle Earth, starting with Middle Earth and may bleed into other systems depending how it pans out. Got the Scouring event, which I'm really looking forward to. That's kind of like my baby. That's going to be really, really cool. Can't wait for that. Weird thing is, this one's not even happened yet, and I'm already planning for Scouring 2020. Sorry if I'm going quiet. I'm trying to concentrate while I paint tiny knuckles. Try and get a little dot just between his eyebrows as well. Ah, should have just left it. Have to go back in there now. Beauty of a wet palette. I can get the exact colour that it was. That'll do. Whilst I've got it out, whilst I've got my little brush out, I'm going to water down my Flayed One Flesh, and then I'm just going to dot everything. So dot on the tip of the nose, a dot on each side of the chin, a dot between the eyes, not wrecking it this time, a dot on the cheekbone, dot on the tip of the ear, and then dots where the fingernails are. And toenails. I'll post a pic in the group of this later. But yeah, that's the flesh pretty much done. Don't know how well that's going to show up camera. But yeah, right, let's get back in the chat. Get rid of my fancy glasses. Pat's asking me, what brushes do I use, Steve? My painting is fine for tabletop, but not amazing. Currently use the standard GW brushes. So I do have some GW brushes. This one that I'm using from a tiny detail is a 4.0 from Jarvis, but I also have Element Games' own character and regiment, is it? Regiment brush. And then I use these as well, which are the Artis Opus brushes. Which are they're all really nice brushes, and then I've got some of the what they call the fancy ones. But I tend to find one that I like, excuse me, and then stick with it. So I've got loads and loads of fancy brushes there that are just not even been used. When these get wrecked, then I'll move on. But yeah, I've got some Army Painter brushes as well. I just use a mix of different stuff. For some reason, I've got hundreds of brushes. Don't know why. Impulse buys probably, but yeah, I do recommend getting yourself some decent brushes. It's well worth it. Where's my? Which is the make? I've got tons of brushes. It's actually quite sickening how many brushes I've got. It's like Winsor and Newton, and like they're my really fancy ones, which I really like. I tend not to use them now because I don't want to wreck them. Go figure. Let's have a look. Underdog Painting's in. How are you doing, Underdog? Reese Taylor, do you think Rowan at War will be out before Christmas? Yes, I think it'll be out from the Skulls. Jay's asking, who's down for the top table meet up on New Year's open day at Warhammer World? I'll create a group for it this week. Good idea. Reese Taylor, I reckon December release. Yeah, totally agree. That's going to be a cool meet up. Was it the 4th, Jay? Am I remembering right? Did we say the 4th of January? And we'll all head down to Warhammer World and just make a day of it. We can eat food, drink, play games, and just hang out. Cool. Reese is in, definitely. Cool. Skullmunch, same question as me. Was it the 4th? If so, then me and Ruth are up for it. Brill, because it'd be cool to see you guys. Nick saying, yep, 4th of Jan, I'm up for it. Carl Daly, I'd be up for a meet just down the road from me. Awesome, mate. It's good way to get to meet some guys from the community, because I say this all the time, but we do have an awesome community. It's something I'm really proud of. Christian saying, got to tap out. Night everyone, hope you all have a great week. Definitely good for the meetup. Thanks for the stream, Steve. Thank you for joining us, Christian. Pleasure as always. And keep your chin up, brother. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Hopefully in January. That'll be cool. Or maybe even Scouring. Hopefully. Try and get Scouring, man. It'd be good to see you. Hashtag TTG Warhammer World New Year's Takeover. Now there is a tag. Artist Opus, not biased. Steve, why are you telling everyone to follow Tabris Demon on the bottom of the screen? What's Tabris Demon? Don't know what's up. No, Tabris Demon is the latest guy to follow us, you muppet. Bruce saying night, Christian, and yeah, me and Munch, see you then. Yeah, that'll be awesome. That will be awesome. Right. I think that's done. Do you know what? I think while I'm on, how long have I been on? Tell me how long I've been on. An hour and a half. And it's 10 o'clock. Let's do another 20 minutes. I'm gonna have to get some grey on his boat race, aren't I? He's just texting me. So, excuse me, Jay, can you keep them busy, please? Thank you. Getting work texts at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night. Sometimes life sucks, doesn't it? Shall I do his beard? I'm gonna go. Let's check this out. I need Storm Vermin Fur. Let's do it. By the way, guys, if I don't think there is anyone, but if there is anyone who's not normally on our live streams, check them out. They're a lot of fun. We just talk absolute nonsense and have a laugh. And it's good if you just like in the week, just break the week up and join us for a bit of a chinwag. Like me and Jay were pretty busy leading up to a weekend. I had to cancel a few, but I think now we should be good. Should be good. Now I've got to try and not paint over the ear that I've already painted. Should be fun. Much easier to paint a man-sized model than hobbits. Alright, let's do these bushy eyebrows, because I think while they're not painted it makes his face look unfinished. Small. Apologies that you can't see this bit, but I really do need to hold it in this position. I might grow sideburns like this. Get rid of my beard. Just have big sideburns. For the lols. Oh, I forgot to tell you as well that I think there's going to be a top table, well, top table J Christmas calendar with some risque poses. That's right, isn't it, Jay? Has he got a tash, this guy? Let me just check the pictures there. Has he got a tash? No. Oh, that's alright, yeah. That's cool. Does his eyebrows join almost joins to his thing, doesn't it? Oh, that's what I always forget when I'm painting Hobbit's hair, that they've got hair on the feet as well. So I'll just get this bit of colour on here. Where's Tommy Sewell when you need him, eh? Putting that colour on his hair has made his face look 10 times better already. I'll let that dry. Right, let's get back in the chat. Glyn Seymour slinks back in. Yeah, am I not good enough on my own, Glyn? Is that what you're trying to say? Word text, hashtag ignore. Wish I could, mate. Wish I could. Being self-employed sometimes can be a pig. Carl says, do you think you might have TTG caps by the 4th of Jan? I am working on it, Carl. I want some caps, but I want the what they call, Jay, you know what they're called, like the not the ones that have got the adjusters on, you know, just the like elasticated ones, cool ones. I'd rather have them and pay a little bit more than have the naff ones. Sean saying, hey Glyn, welcome back to Steve Talks About Potatoes. Do you know what? Right, give me 2 minutes. I'm going to see if I can find out what it's called. Put an end to this madness. That's it. I found the restaurant. Can I have a look at the menu, please, sir? See all menus. Oh, it's got a weird menu. How am I going to work around this? Accompaniments it'll be, right? Stop messaging me. No, I can't see it in there. No. No. Right, watch this space. I will find out for you. It'll be next live stream. I'll find out what it's called. Carl Daly, hats at sore subject. My head's massive. I need to get special ones, but Steve loves his merch, so I'm sure. Yeah, I love merch. Love merch. I just walk around. I've just got like top table, head to toe. I do need a hat. It's getting cold. Might do beanies as well. Just saying. Chase says, Glyn is here. Bye. Glyn says, I heard Jay was here, so I came back. Blind Mammal, don't pick on our Glyn. Hello, Eminem. Waving at each other. Glyn was watching NFL and fixing my Corvus Blues. Why do we watch NFL? Shocking sport. Oh god, I get it now. Was Steve banging on about potatoes they had in the Indian restaurant before I tuned in? I've heard the story 4 times. They were really nice. The thing is, Jay, I said that I'm going to take you there, and you will bang on about them when you have them. They're awesome. Reese says, grow some mutton chops, Steve. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, man. Glyn says, love a good spud, baked, boiled, mashed. Boil and mash them, stick them in a stew. Nick says, but do you know what they are called, Jay? It's going to bug me, that, you know. It's going to bug me. Fly Mammal says, will the calendar feature the wonky board, Ruth? Come on, you want to stay in my good books. Glenn Seymour, message retracted. You didn't see anything. Skull says he saw the message. What did he say, Sean? And Jay seen it. Some riveting Sunday night viewing, lads and gents. Socks. Sunday night. This is riveting Sunday night viewing. What are you talking about? You tuned in. Bubblelugs. I was thinking of spamming potato gifs to Steve on Messenger. Do it. Love a potato gif. Is that why my phone's been going mental? Let's have a look who's been messaging me. Oh god. My life. So what do you reckon? So I used Storm Vermin fur there on his hair and his mutton chops. Am I going to null oil that? Or is that a bit heavy? I've actually got a watered down null oil. I think I'll use that. I'm going to, what time is it now? 10 past 10. I'm going to stay until half 10. So I can get as much done as I can. What's going on with this bush? Don't want that one. I want that big one. Right. I think we're moving on, people, as well. I've not had as many dodgy comments about my nice glasses this time, which is nice. Getting used to seeing me with them on. I don't know if that's working, you know. I'm not convinced by the watered down oil. Well, Ben might have popped in actually. Give us a rundown of his exploits today. Where are we up to? Don't rush. What are you talking about now? Nick Moore just clicked what you meant with. He's only here to check what you let slip. Glyn sent an attachment. Here we go. Right, I'm going to tell you if it's up to scratch, this Glyn. Potatoes. You can do better than that, surely. Would a sepia wash be better, Steve? Possibly. Glyn's in this pinging now, interrupting the live stream, is Glyn. So have a word. I don't think sepia will take away from the grey though. I think I'll just highlight it up from there and just forget the shade. But I'm not doing it today. I don't know how well you can see that. Yeah, it's coming through. Anyway, I'm done painting for tonight. I'm done. Flame on a word, Glyn. What have we got in 6? It's funny how we always have a lot of people in on the live streams, and there's only like about 5 people who actually chat. Let's be having you people. What was she called who said that from Norwich? Delia Smith. Agrax might be better. Yeah, maybe. don't want it to then look brown. Do you know what I mean? I'll see how that dries. I'll finish it off tomorrow. Yeah, so we can get some good pictures of it. A little fancy light. I'm not even opening your messages, Glenn. Glenn dog. It's too bright that. Taking pictures so I can show you what I've done whilst you lot have been chatting. Yeah, it probably is, Ruth. Probably is. Carl says, when you let us know which model you'll be painting, do you think you might be able to tell us which paints you will be using? Yes, I will. I think the easiest, excuse me, the easiest way for me to do it is to only use Citadel. No, saying that actually, I mean, I can pretty much tell you what the equivalents are, and I can give you an idea. I don't really plan my paint jobs out like that. I kind of just do it on the fly, but I can try my best. I can see why you'd want me to. Obviously, you're going to want the paints, but yeah, I can. If you've got, is your paint collection pretty substantial? Because mine's like sickening. But yeah, I'll think about the best way to do it. But yeah, it's probably a good idea to do that. Sorry, we have the live stream on about 7 devices, and I hope they're all turned up max volume. You guys, where are you guys? You guys in? Am I remembering right? You're in Oxford. So there'll be a lot of Southerners here in my my northern tones. 7 device pings, rough. Need my Hellboy fix. I'm going to eBay those, Glenn, if you send me any more gifts. Because they're in our studio, aren't they? Or have you sent them, Jay? I hope not. Right, do you know what? I think I'm going to start winding up, guys. North Oxfordshire. Oxfordshire. Needs more mank in Oxfordshire, I think. I know if everyone moved to Manchester, how cool would it be? We could just have like a weekender, like 2 or 3 times a week. It'd be cool. Just all hang out, Element Games. We have them full blast around our Steve Shrine set up in our house. There's no house big enough to have a Steve Shrine in it. At Steve, can you define southern for us? I prefer middle of the country. I don't know. Anywhere that's south of Manchester to me is southern, if I'm honest. I'm a proper northerner. Jay's been forgiving there. Right, I think I'm going to call it, guys. I've got my flesh done. I've got a little bit of hair done, so I'm happy with that. I've had a cracking evening chatting to you guys. So I hope to see some of you on Wednesday. I know you're not all into 40k, but if you can just jump in, if you're at a loose end and you want to jump in and chat, it'd be cool to chat to you there. Hopefully I have the Middle Earth live stream on Friday, if it works out, and then me and Jay will be back on the normal live stream the following Wednesday. And yeah, it's always nice to chat to you. But yeah, failing that, move to Manchester, and then we don't need to live stream, we can just hang out. That'd be cool. But yeah, so I'm going to go. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been fun, nice couple of hours, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. If you've been painting along, please do post what you've been painting in the Facebook group, even if it's unfinished, and just tag me in it. Let me know that you painted along whilst watching the live stream. It would be cool to see. So thank you guys, and I will see you all very, very soon. Take care.